Hello, I am Miriam, co-founder and COO of Keto Chow.
I'm Chris, also a co-founder, president and the technical guy behind Keto Chow, and I made sure the mics were working. If you're brand new to Keto Chow, it's a nutritionally complete meal designed to make doing keto easy. We also have some electrolyte supplements that are amazing for everyday use and for keeping the dreaded keto flu away.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell icon for daily updates on all of our Keto Chow happenings. Not daily, sorry. Old
Did you say
habit.
daily? I just heard updates.
I said daily updates.
Okay.
Anyway, it keeps us on track to check in with you guys, so thanks.
Indeed.
Indubitably.
Anyway, we got Dennis here
Hi,
and
Dennis.
Carrie.
Hi, Carrie. Hi, Betsy.
Dennis is going to try to make it to the meetup on November 19th.
Yes.
Bringing blueberry and some red licorice. Betsy's here. Let's see. Lori is here from Vancouver Island.
Hi, Lori.
Canada in the house.
Canada in the house.
Lori will be on her way to Mexico for the winter.
Oh, that should be fun.
Not everybody winters in Mexico, but Lori does. Let's see. Lynette is here. Let's see. And Dennis says it was great to see Lynette at the storefront. Dennis came by today and brought a whole bunch of cheese.
Thank you, Dennis. That's fun.
Yeah. Dr. Maitreya is here, so is Glenda.
Hi, Maitreya.
Natalie says hi all from Natalie and Charlie.
Hi, guys.
Looks like Shauna is here as well, so is Rick Wen. Teresa. Well, I don't know why I say Teresa, but apparently that's what I say.
Apparently.
Bob's here from rainy Chicagoland.
Ooh, Chicagoland.
Cindy's here as well. So is Carla,
Hi,
Sarah,
Cindy. Hi,
Jen
Carla.
Delaney is here also.
Hi, Sarah and Jen.
Vivian says hi. Teal says hi, guys.
Hello.
Adriana is here from Atlanta.
Ooh.
That's in
we keep
Georgia.
flying into that airport a million times.
I have only had my flight, well, it was canceled / delayed once.
And it was
We
in
were
that
going
airport.
we were supposed to go from South Carolina to Atlanta and then and there was this huge storm.
It was
so
horrible.
the 30-minute flight
Ended up
from
being
South
like
Carolina
3
to
hours.
Atlanta. Yeah, it took like 3 hours, and then when we finally landed, it was like 2:00 in the morning,
Yeah.
and all the
that's
flights were being
right.
canceled. We ended up like taking a shuttle bus to a nearby hotel, sleeping for like 3 hours.
I don't even think it was 3 hours. I think it was like 2 hours.
And this was at the height of the COVID epidemic.
No, it was before that because there were people there without masks on.
No, all of the doors had a seal on them that said this has been sanitized. Like everybody was wearing masks at the time.
Oh, you're right. I was mixed
You're going
up.
for Emily's
I was thinking of
baptism.
I was thinking of a different time. We were stuck in an airport.
Yep. As Cash is here, so just made one of my last 2 raspberry cheesecake.
Sad.
Maria's here. Renee just got picked for jury duty.
Wow,
So
how
the rest
fun
of
is
the week is
that?
filled. I have been called for jury duty probably 4 times, and I've never actually been selected.
I also have been called and never selected. Even to go in, like.
I keep on being like literally outside of the country every time they call me too.
Well, that's convenient.
Yeah. Annabelle is here. Annabella.
You said it. You said it right.
No, I said Annabelle. I left off the A.
I heard it. Annabella.
Black River Keto is here. So is
Hi.
Kel. Let's see. Teresa says hello, friends.
Hi, Teresa.
Let's see. Lori Allred's here.
Lori, hi.
Carrie says, Chris, I hear magnesium can help you. Yeah, magnesium. If I use magnesium, I can sleep better. What kind do I need? You don't want magnesium oxide, and magnesium citrate will probably make you go to the bathroom.
So if you need to go to the bathroom, then you can use magnesium citrate.
We use magnesium malate in Keto Chow, and we use magnesium chloride in the magnesium drops. Both of those are great versions.
Magnesium glycinate is also good.
That's a good one as well. Because you have to pair the magnesium, the elemental magnesium, with something to allow you to absorb it. Because you can't just chew on magnesium. But magnesium oxide is completely worthless. Tanya D is here. Let's see. Natalie's here from Northeast Arkansas.
Hi, Natalie.
Sharon's here from Dunedin, Florida. Nice.
Hi, Sharon.
Teresa loves it. Bob's is heading to Arizona for the winter.
Oh, you're just in just a week. Oh, I thought he said he's just sitting there for the week, and I thought
Kel tried gingerbread for the first time.
Oh yes,
awesome.
I made gingerbread this week. I haven't had any yet, but I
you haven't? Mm-hmm. Okay. Annabella says it's 11:15 a.m. Oh, is it really?
Oh, what a beautiful day.
Okay. Renee is definitely taking a bottle of water with my Keto Chow Magnesium. With all the sitting still, I'm going to be doing. Oh yeah. Too Crazy Ketos is here.
Hello, friends.
Awesome sauce. I was texting Joe quite a few times today.
Okay.
He was trying to find out information about failover links with routers and stuff like that.
Computer talk.
Anyway, and it says I've never had jury duty. Yep, I haven't either. Kim says I haven't flown since 1975.
Wow.
She's showing my age. I bet it's changed a bit. Yes, it has.
It sure has.
There's not a smoking section in the airplane anymore.
In the airplane?
Yeah, they used to have a smoking section.
In the airplane? I
Yes,
thought that was
in
just
the airplane.
In the airport.
No, in the airplane.
Okay.
This was back in even as recently as the late 80s. There were smoking sections in airplanes.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, Shauna says I recently moved jury duty out, and now it's planned for January.
Okay.
And he says last time I served it was a capital murder trial. Ooh boy.
Ooh.
Wow, wow, wow. Natalie says I'm loving my
That's
Keto
so
Chow
sad.
drops from the PhD gift bag. Well, you're very welcome.
Nice.
Annabella says it's okay if I don't say Annabella. Annabelle. With an E on the end.
Which one? Which one?
I don't know. Apparently I can call her anything I want. Platt River Keto says I just ordered my first packets of gingerbread Keto Chow. Decided to try another holiday flavor.
It's good warm.
And Ready to Say Keto is here on mobile.
Hello, friends.
Well, you're contributing to the chat a lot more than I do on Monday mornings when Too Crazy Ketos do Keto Beyond the Couch. Mm-hmm. I'm usually in the middle of
working.
And so I listen, but I usually don't comment very much. Teresa says I wish magnesium citrate made me go TMI.
I bet it would.
There we go.
If you took enough.
Button.
Discourse.
Let's see. Cynthia's here from Florida. Got a Ninja Creami today. Okay, so it's Prime Early Access.
Right.
And the Ninja Creami is $130 on Amazon.
That's so
It's the
cheap.
5-button one, which we only use two of the buttons.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you haven't gotten a Ninja Creami, and this is
get
the original one that's the 1 pint instead of the new bigger
Fancy
one
pants
that's
bigger.
a pint and a half. Which if it was a pint and a half, you could pour in a full Keto Chow.
I know. Gosh. That would be good.
I'm not going to buy a new one. The one that we have is great. Anyway,
I want a new
Vitamix
Vitamix that's a different color.
Spray paint it.
No.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yep. Let's see. Kim says, yep, in the airplane. See? Janice takes magnesium glycinate.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
I can't remember which way you...
It works good.
Let's see. Too Crazy Keto says, when I went to Italy, they allowed smoking in the last 5 rows of the plane. That is just so crazy.
So crazy.
Bonnie says, hi, y'all. In 12 days,
Hi,
we start our
Bonnie.
move home to Texas.
Yay.
Nice. Eat some brisket for us.
Delicious.
Shauna says, got our tickets for KetoCon 2023. We have our booth, our rental house, and our airfare for KetoCon.
And our people.
And our 2 rental cars lined up for KetoCon.
Yeah. It's going to be amazing.
And today, the Denver Keto Conference sent out emails to a whole bunch of other people saying, hey, you should be a vendor.
tickets?
And I'm like,
Oh,
we
nice.
already are.
Yeah, we already are.
Yep.
Denver's good because it's real close. We can just drive over.
Oh, it was Renee that said that.
Yeah.
Not Shauna. Did I say Shauna or Renee?
I
Anyway,
think you said
Renee's the one
Renee.
who got it. Anyway, Alhaj says, morning to y'all.
Good morning
I
to
might
you.
have murdered that. Sorry if I did. Annabella says, I tried a lemon ring for the first time. I'm in heaven. Nice.
Nice.
Liz says, I had the
I'm in
privilege
heaven.
of serving on the grand jury in Wood County, Ohio. It's a 4-month commitment. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Serving once a week on Mondays. Our job is to determine whether or not there was enough evidence to indict.
Wow. Hey, thanks for doing that. That's hard.
That is interesting.
I think
Teresa
that's
says,
really
I'll buy
hard.
your Vitamix. Let's see. Janice says, I told a restaurant manager one time that having a smoking section is like having a peeing section in the pool. It literally is. Anyway, Teresa says airfare already.
Wow.
Yeah, I like to.
He likes to be prepared.
I'm a planner. I like to have it done. I'm actually kind of beside
He's a
myself
little
right
bit
now because
antsy.
I only have 3 flights on my Delta app
Well,
planned.
let's plan a trip.
Well, we are probably going to go to Anaheim, California
Right.
in January.
Disneyland.
No, for Natural Products Expo
Also
West.
Disneyland.
And so that'll be my 4th one, but I haven't had time to sit down and talk to you. Two Crazy Ketos is going to be doing a little like a
We haven't talked all
impromptu.
day, so you should just catch
no,
me
this
up.
is we have talked about this. They're going to be doing like a low key meetup
With Loki?
in January, the same weekend as low carb Baton Rouge or Boca Raton.
Yes. Though we
Boca
decided
Raton.
we're not going to go
That we're
to,
not going to go to.
which is
And
sad.
so, but if you are going to be in Florida there in the early part of January, you should check it out and hang out with Two Crazy Ketos.
Yeah, you should.
Because I was like, that's enough of an excuse to get Miriam to go to Florida. And I'm like, no, we've already committed not to go to Florida that
I'll go
week.
to Florida. Hey, there's a baby coming. I want to go see the baby.
Already said Keto says we're not going to KetoCon, but we did book the low carb cruise
Yes.
and the hotel, dinner, and transportation. That's fantastic. Looking forward to seeing you guys there. Is it just you two, or are you bringing any of the kids? Alan's Awesome Keto World is here.
Hi, Alan.
Let's see. Cindy says my sister, husband, and I have KetoCon tickets. Nice.
Yes, Cindy.
Let's see. Okay, we got it. Speaking of Cindy,
Speaking of Cindy, not necessarily
you want to
this
read off
Cindy.
that question?
Cindy asked, I started off doing 2 shakes a day and a keto meal. However, I'm so totally not hungry. Do I have to do 2 shakes a day, or is 1 shake a day and a keto meal sufficient?
Okay, do you want to answer that one?
Well, I would find out how much fat she's using for one. And then also if she's eating enough in her second meal, she could not do 2 keto chows a day.
Yep.
She just needs to make sure she gets the right amount of food.
Yep. The correct amount of keto chows to use per day is
What works best for
whatever.
you.
Yep.
Except for over 3. Don't do that.
Don't do more than 3. But yeah, use as many as you want to, but no more than 3. Today I had 3.
You did?
I also had a chicken thigh, and I had a little teeny bowl of pumpkin sausage soup.
Ooh, it was a tiny bowl. It
was
was
a
the
tiny bowl.
ramekin size.
It was exactly the same size as 1 ladle full, by the way,
Yeah. That's
because
perfect.
I was the one that put those into there.
So I've been having 2 containers
Yeah.
of those, so it's like a bowl.
Okay. So yeah, you can do 1 or 2, however works best for you.
Yep. Today I had half a keto chow.
Somebody stayed home from work
I stayed home from work.
and rested.
I had a tummy ache this morning and I couldn't sleep last night.
Okay.
So I slept today instead.
You missed Kirsten. She had a cute skirt today.
Oh, dang it. I want to see her cute skirt.
I mean, you could always text her and say,
Okay. Send me a picture
I missed
of your
seeing
cute...
you today.
I should.
That wouldn't be weird at all. Anyway,
I know.
Alan says, I just ate some orange mango ice cream. Oh,
Nice.
Noah will be on the low carb cruise. He can hang out with Max and Sam. To Crazy Keto says, yep, you need to come to Florida. You just have to tell us when, literally, and then we'll look at the schedule and say that doesn't work. And then we'll pick a different date. Let's see. Dr. Matreus is just going to have to see how work goes.
Yeah.
Carrie says, I found a beef shoulder roast that had loads of fat that when I cut into the fat, it tasted like jerky.
Ah.
That's awesome. Sharon says, first live, welcome. Love your product. It's delicious. Works great when making a meal isn't possible. That's why we made it. Speaking of, how many keto chows to use a day?
Yep.
As many as you want. And That's a perfect application for it.
So I had 3 meals, and at the end of one of my meals, I had half a Keto Chow Creamy because Kate and I split it.
Ah.
But I put it in my chronometer, and I totally hit my macros and everything, so that was good.
Supply River Keto says made a pumpkin sausage soup on Friday. It was fantastic.
Yay! I'm so glad you liked it.
And if you don't know what we're talking about, on our website,
Yep.
if you go to kitchen, you have to click on it now, by the way.
Oh.
Then you go to recipes. It doesn't just pop up
didn't.
when you mouse over
Okay.
it. If you search for sausage. Anyway, Ply River Keto says they're making the pumpkin sausage.
We got to make that pork fried rice.
Okay, it's this guy right here. This recipe is so good. Also, today during the customer service done meeting,
Oh, I forgot to go to that.
we were talking about how we're going to do a company Halloween party.
Right.
It's going to be a potluck, and kind of the theme for the food is soups and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember who it was said, so, maybe everyone's just going to make pumpkin sausage soup. And I'm like,
I don't think that's a bad thing.
I think that would actually work out
amazing.
really well.
Like 12 crock pots of pumpkin
I mean,
sausage soup.
maybe I'll make some of Joe's keto chili, which is also a fantastic recipe.
Which now you have to label the things in the freezer because you can't tell the difference between the pumpkin
I don't
sausage
care.
soup and
Well,
the chili.
one's a different orange.
Yeah,
Anyway.
but you can't tell at first glance real fast.
Annabella says I had 500 grams, which I think is 1 pound of mincemeat. Yep, that's about 1 pound.
Nice.
6 egg yolks and a heap of bacon for my dinner last night. I'm still really full.
Oh, that sounds good.
Betsy says I found a Billy Doe meats at our farmer's market.
Really?
Okay.
That's
Kristen
nice.
says my 2-year-old has been going through a phase where he doesn't want solid food. I hope it
Oh,
passes. After a
that's
few days, I
bummer.
started giving him keto chow mixed with whole milk. He loves it and he's getting nutrients. Nice. Tony says I ordered the minerals and had it in my flavored collagen drink, but it's way too salty. I tried half a serving and it's barely tolerable, but then I don't think I'm getting the benefits. My suggestion, so as far as the daily minerals go, here's how I like to do it. I get a water bottle. I put a full serving, like a 16-ounce water bottle. I put a full serving, so 1 tablespoon of the daily minerals. Then I put 1 or 2 packets of True Lemon, or you could put I think that's
or something.
I think that's the equivalent of a teaspoon. The important thing is the acidity and the taste of the citrus cuts out the copper flavor of the daily minerals. And then I will slowly sip that over the course of several hours. You like to do it differently.
Okay, so I just like to use a teaspoon and put it in 3 different drinks throughout the day.
Okay.
And then I don't have to taste it very much.
Okay.
But I actually now that I've done it for a long time, I can feel the difference if I don't have it. And I'm like, what am I missing? Like my taste buds are like, that drink tastes too sweet. What's missing out of it? And I need it, so I want it.
Okay. Well, see, Edward is here. Annabella says I've increased the quantity of meat that I'm eating. And I feel so much better. I feel like I'm on fire.
That's so good. I'm glad. I'm glad you're
Nice.
experimenting because it's interesting because you think you're just fine, and then you're like, oh, if I do this, it actually helps me. So yay.
Renee is feeling the need for some keto chow chili soon. Probably gonna make some this weekend.
Do it.
Air Fry Nancy says, what is minced meat? My understanding is that is ground beef. Alyssa says, late to the show. What's up, folks?
Hi, guys.
Let's see. Annabella says, I saw my dietitian yesterday and I've lost 2 kilograms in 2 weeks.
Wow.
I've lost over 7 kilograms. Nice.
Good job.
Dr. Matreus says, I'm going to have to split it. Anyway, Alan says, I need to try True Lemon as it's not good tasting in my coffee. Okay. Use a little bit less. You can also try cooking with it. Like when you're cooking, put it on your
use
food.
it instead of salt.
Because you're not going to
Yeah.
hurt it at all. So that's actually another question. Kimberly said, I know there's some vitamins and minerals that lose their luster or effectiveness by heating them up. Any feedback? I'm seeing posts for hot chow and cold chow recipes.
Yes, so minerals won't lose their luster.
No, minerals aren't.
Because minerals have to be combusted, right?
Yes, you'd have to do nuclear fusion, but
vitamins will break down over time. So if you're going to have hot keto chow every day and that's all you're eating, you may need to be careful with that because your vitamins will start to degrade.
If they get exposed to over 120 degrees Fahrenheit is where that begins to happen, as far as we can tell. And it happens at varying degrees, varying amounts, depending on the exposure to heat. And there's no good information as far as...
We haven't tested it at all.
Yeah.
We just know that it happens.
So don't heat keto chow if you're using it for all of your nutrition 4 months at a time.
Every single time. But even if you had 1 keto chow that was warm and 2 that were cold, it would still probably be fine. But I do, in the wintertime, I do my keto chow warm pretty much every day that I have it because it's so comfy and I love it. And I also eat other food, so I'm not super worried about it.
Annabelle says, I meant to say butter with my dinner, not bacon. Well, you could have either of those. They sound
good.
Renee says, my new beau is a diabetic education nurse that's asked me to help him along the journey of our way of eating. Trying to convince him to use keto chow with his patients as well. That's fantastic.
It's so awesome.
C. Edwards says, I had a delivery I could not track, and they quickly figured it out. First-rate people. Our customer service. Nice.
Yay.
Kay is a rock star. Thank her for me. Starter pack should be here today.
Yay.
That's fantastic.
We will thank her. She is a rock star.
Listen says, hands down, the best people. Best keto chow. Oh, the best keto chow for coffee is apple pie. I don't know. Joe and Rachel tend to like the root beer in their coffee.
Yeah.
Which I think sounds weird, but...
I think it all sounds weird, and that's
Sean says,
okay.
nope, caramel macchiato in coffee. There you go. And Kim says, I bet apple pie would be nice in iced tea.
Black tea.
Oh, black tea. Read good. Annabelle says, I added gelatin to my keto chow yesterday. It was a little lumpy, but still yummy.
Yeah.
Sprinkle it into
in mine too.
Cold water and allow it to dissolve.
To bloom.
And then, to bloom, and then try heating it up to the fully dissolve it. Melissa says, I've tried every flavor. Apple pie complements all my bones coffee. Nice. Janice says, I was tempted to get the meat grinder from my KitchenAid stand mixer today so I could make my own ground beef. It's on Prime for 50% off.
Oh, I think we have a bunch of attachments that we've never used, but I know where they are.
Annabelle says, I eat over 300 grams of bacon daily now.
Nice.
So happy. My tummy is happy too. Carrie, not going to mix up gingerbread and tomato. Oh, two Crazy Kilos are getting 6 chickens delivered tomorrow. I still need to watch their last 2 videos that they premiered.
Oh, okay.
There was about, one was, is it worthwhile to go to keto conferences? And then there was another one that they did, but I think it was getting ready to go to Louisville.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, I'm going to be probably in these ones.
Maybe.
They probably have like a video clip of me picking my nose or something like that.
Seems likely.
Sean says, I've been enjoying keto chow, gingerbread keto chow drop biscuits with some cream cheese.
Oh, that does sound good.
And Christy likes chocolate in the coffee. Okay, speaking of daily minerals.
Right.
Are daily minerals safe for dogs?
I don't know. Because I don't know about dogs.
Either.
But I do know that we give the electrolyte drops and the fasting drops to the chickens.
Yes. I know Dr. Barry has been known to give the daily minerals to his dogs, but I do not feel comfortable at all recommending you give any keto chow products to canines, to your dogs. That's something that you would need to decide whether you're going to do or not. So, C. Edwards says it's 79 in Qatar. That's why he needed help with the tracking.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Betsy says there's a YouTuber who insists Anthony's powdered butter is so much better than butter, and she shows it on Carb Manager. Okay, so.
We'll go down that rabbit hole.
You ready?
It's not better than butter, but it is butter.
Keto chow.
And I think it's probably good, too. And I think it has its place.
Okay. So there's a great article, Powdered Fats with Keto Chow and Rounding on Nutrition Labels.
Yeah.
And I think it's loading. There it goes. So we have a video, or let me grab this really quick and paste it into the chat.
Post it into the chat.
Yep.
Paste it into the chat.
Okay. So the issue is, and actually I'm talking about powdered cream from Anthony's and then the butter powder, which is the same thing. You are able to round down. Legally, you're able to round.
Told you have to round
yeah, you
down.
have.
They don't like decimals. They get ornery about it.
Well, conveniently enough, I actually have the specifications for butter powder. This is per 100 grams.
And this is not what you can get on the back of your label.
No.
We had to get this from the manufacturer.
Yeah, and it's because the serving size is so small. This 7.7%, which is 7.7% sugar.
Because you're probably not going to be eating 100 grams of butter powder.
Yeah. This is the actual from the manufacturer of it. Now, if you take butter powder and you figure out, say, okay, the cost per 1,500 calories, just to make it a nice level playing field. Butter powder, 16.53. It's grams of lactose. It's sugar. Versus regular butter is 0.126.
It may be easier to use.
1,500 calories.
You don't have to melt it.
Yeah. So, and here you go. It goes into further detail. The nutrition label for all 4 of these products shows 0 grams of carbs. Same thing for liquid heavy cream.
Yep.
0 grams of heavy carbs because, as Joe says, all heavy cream has carbs, and anything under 0.5 gets rounded down to 0 or less than 1 gram.
Which is something that I just like to keep in my mind. Anytime a label says 0, it doesn't mean you can eat it with reckless abandon.
Yeah,
right?
that means like 0.5
Even an egg
at least.
is still going to be something. You're still eating something. You're not eating nothing. So if it's coffee creamer, it's still something.
Yep.
Right? You can't just say it's nothing unless it's water, and then it can be nothing.
Chrissy
Which
says,
is nice to keep in mind. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, Chrissy says, I've never thought about using a sweet flavor for the drop
I
biscuits.
know,
It'd
that
be
sounds
fantastic.
good. I want orange rolls.
Annabella says, I told my dietitian about 2 Crazy Kilos, and there's good stuff here. He thought it was really good.
Nice.
Let's see. Here for the booze. Renee says, is Keto Chow safe for dogs? I am not going to tell you that you can or cannot use Keto Chow with dogs. It is designed for human adults, and that is it.
Not kids.
You can use it however you want, but we are not liable for you using it in any other way. Annabelle says, I'm wanting to make fudge.
Oh, we have a couple of really good fudge recipes that I would like to eat right now.
Renee says, I'm pretty weird about what goes in my hounds, because with greyhounds, what comes out is much thinner.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Defecation.
Annabella says, butter is best. That right? Let's see. Alyssa says butter powder has a bunch of carbs by comparison. Yes, indeed. Like 15, more than 15. I think it's 30 times more carbohydrates.
Crazy.
Chris Jones is here.
Hi, Chris.
Finished all the Keto Chow I bought at Keto Palooza. Time to order more.
Oh, wow.
And Heath is here. He was
Hi,
watching a
Mickey.
movie. That's okay, Heath. You be
You'll be having fun watching a movie.
yeah, you be having fun.
Having fun.
Yeah, you can feel bad about showing up late when I feel bad about completely missing the Hungry Horde.
Every week you miss
Every
it.
single week.
He's too busy being busy.
Chrissy says, I'm trying not to panic about him not eating. Oh, the sun, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Let's see.
Yeah, it could be. You know, how old is he? Did you say he's 2?
I can't
Is he
remember.
2? Is he getting his 2-year-old molars?
Oh.
Because that could be why he's having a hard
could
time
be.
eating.
2 Crazy Kios surprisingly says all heavy whipping cream has carbs.
Weird.
I had no idea.
Weird.
Anyway, Alyssa says not all but all but one silk synthetic heavy whipping cream.
Oh, right.
That's not heavy whipping cream though.
It's something, though. Everything is still something. So you just have to keep in mind, if it says 0 and you have 10 of them, you're really having 10 of something.
Yeah,
So
and Robin
maybe
says
0.5.
the YouTuber who likes butter powder does say it's better than butter. Well, they may like the taste better, and that's okay. But don't get me wrong. It's 7.7% carbohydrates by weight.
Yep. And
So
it may
whatever
just
they're
be
putting in there.
convenient, and they like
Super
the
convenient, which is
taste.
great.
And their metabolic health can probably handle it too.
Yep.
So that's something else to consider.
Yep. So you just need to be aware of that. And it's like we put on that page, the page about the powdered fats and rounding. There are a lot of really good reasons and applications why you might want to use powdered fats in Keto Chow. And we don't want to dissuade you, but we do want you to make sure that you understand that it's not zero carb, so that you can be making decisions from a position of information rather than making them in gross error and
or just on
ignorance.
Recommendation. Like you just take all the information and then make your decisions.
Because
having butter powder or heavy cream powder is still a great idea for food storage. It's great to have that in the basement so that if you have an emergency, you have what you need.
Or
and
you'd want to go hiking.
Oil, olive oil, like any kind of things like that. Yeah, hiking would be great.
And they say, sorry, I meant to say they don't say it's better, only that it's preferred in coffee.
Right.
Okay.
And it's probably the flavor, and that's great. Yeah.
Jackie is here.
Jackie, hello.
And Linda says, hey guys. Chris says, thank you, Miriam. I haven't considered his molars coming in. Yep, there you go.
Yeah, 2-year-old molars hurt something fierce.
Oh, that's right. Heath corrects me. The show is called The Friday Night Feast. The Hungry Horde are the viewers.
Yeah, why are you watching the viewers?
Alyssa says chronometer says 1 gallon has 0 carbs. 1 gallon of heavy cream.
The silk stuff that she's saying?
Yeah, it's entirely possible it has 0 carbs. No, what I'm saying is that's not heavy cream.
Yes, because it's something else. Right? Because it's non-cream.
In order for something to be legally labeled as heavy cream, the U.S. Department of Agriculture has specific requirements about the fat content and the number of carbs and all this other stuff, even the protein content. So to be called heavy cream, it's a legal thing. So anyway, that's why I was saying it.
Yep. And then Betsy was just saying that it shows on Carb Manager, it says 0 carbs. And that's because the serving size is small enough to show that it's 0 carbs. So we were looking at the serving sizes of 100 grams.
Also, anyone can add any information they want to
Carb Manager.
Carb Manager. I could add like Hostess Twinkie to Carb Manager and say it's 0 carb, and there would be no oversight or fact checking on that.
Yep.
I'm only lying to myself, but.
Yep.
Two Crazy Ketos points out there are even carbs in beef, just a little bit.
Yep.
There will be a little bit of glycogen depending on how it was
prepared.
Well,
and it's semantics. Like, yes, there's carbs and everything. I think it's just something to help me know, like to try to be honest with myself. I don't want to see that 0 and be like, I'll have 5 of those because they're 0. Because 5 is not 0. Like they're 0.5 each. Well, that adds up to what? 3? So.
Okay. Chris Jones has a question.
Okay.
What's the least amount of fat that can be used to allow the vitamins to be absorbable? Do you want to answer that question?
To be absorbed? 10 grams, we figured. 10 grams of fat, which is not very much. So, yeah. But I think if you do that, you need to do that deliberately. And so you're not just cutting too much. Because if we just keep cutting our food more and more and more, so we have a deficit, it's not as healthy as we want. So you have to kind of find the good deficit for our weight loss.
And here you have, we have an FAQ, minimum amount of fat. And like it says, we do want to make sure you aren't deciding to limit the fat just to reduce fat or calories, because that tends to backfire if you aren't doing it purposefully after a lot of research. But that 10 grams is about 2 tablespoons of heavy cream or 1 tablespoon of butter, 2 large eggs, 2.28 grams of whole egg powder, which is about 3 tablespoons, in case you want to know.
Yeah. Also, one thing, oh no, I think it just went out of my brain. Oh, okay, it's back. So Kim Howerton talked at the PhD Summit, and I have been just thinking about this so much.
Okay.
When she put up her graph about what she did, because she was stalled for a long time, then she did a reverse diet, then she did a cut, and then intentional maintenance. So the thing that she talked about in her talk
instead of unintentional maintenance
was that a stall is just unintentional maintenance. Like your body's just like, all right, I'm fine right here where I'm at. And we may try to push it to lose weight, push it to lose weight, push it to lose weight. But there's something to say about giving your body a break for a minute, right? And so I really like that she said, she focused on doing a cut, a specific, program, BBB&E, whatever it is, and she didn't even say for a number of time, but she just had it on the chart. Like she did that cut, and then she did intentional maintenance. So I don't know if she moved her calories back up again to what they would normally be, because she didn't specifically talk about that, but that makes sense to me. And it's just it really like was enlightening to me, because if I'm going to live my whole life trying to lose weight, my body's going to get tired of that.
Okay.
And so I really like the idea of just having a time for intentional maintenance. So like figure out where you can sit and then turn around and cut again. So
nice.
Yeah.
Shauna says I make allowances to cut carbs during other meals and still put 2 to 3 ounces of heavy whipping cream in my morning keto chow coffee shakes.
Yeah, and I think just making that deliberate decision to do that, like you just pay attention to that, and that makes a difference.
Well, and something that Joe recommends is he's like, if you're using heavy cream at multiple times during the day, maybe have one entry.
Oh yeah,
and put it all in there together, and you'll be like, oh, I get a lot of carbs out of heavy cream. Mm-hmm. He says,
because I do that too.
To give me that sass.
Because sometimes I'll be like butter, and then butter, and then butter, and then butter, and I'm like, except I can see it on my, fat thing is going up bigger, but if you put it all together, it really makes a difference.
Melissa says the synthetic heavy cream is technically fava bean protein. There you go.
There you go.
Jackie says, Ninja Creami, what's better, butter or heavy whipping cream? I wear a size 10.5 shoe. It's way down there, so I won't show you. So my preference is to make it exactly like I show on the video. If you search for Keto Chow Ninja Creami, you'll find the video where Miriam and I show how we make it. I do mine different than Miriam.
Yeah. I do mine the lazier way.
I usually do it with butter.
Yep, I actually do it with butter too, but I was worried that I wouldn't like it because in our previous ice cream maker, which we still have,
coat the spoon.
It kind of makes the spoon taste like you're eating cold butter, but when it's in the Ninja Creami and it does that, whatever
it does the
thing,
magic.
It does the spinniness. It really doesn't make the butter do the same thing on the spoon. So when we first started doing it, we only used heavy cream, but then
now we just
do it the same way we mix our shakes pretty much.
And Robin says, I just got pumpkin, eggnog, and gingerbread today. Ready to try some new recipes. Nice. Lynn is here as well. Let's see. Betsy says, sorry I asked. Don't be sorry.
Oh, no, that's a rabbit hole we like to go down.
Yeah, and Robin says, I just made the chili recipe again. Love it.
Nice.
Let's see. Shauna says, I use a Sharpie and mark the 3 ounces on my blender bottle so that line. Yeah, I actually draw in the 4 ounce.
We have lines on all our blender bottles.
Because it's hard to see. And then it slowly wears off. And then I mark it again. Annabelle says, I'm really working hard on being okay with where I am on my health journey.
Yeah.
And love me while I'm overweight so I can love me when I lose all the weight I want to lose.
That's exactly where I'm at too. I'm like, if I'm going to be unhappy with myself skinnier, then what's the point? Right? I need to be happy with myself now and enjoy what I can do. And yeah, I actually squirted myself in the face with water today in the front yard. Because our lawn is dying, so I went out to water it.
It's done dead.
And it does not work. That thing was working really good for a minute, but it does not work the same as a sprinkler. I used the hose handle squirter.
There was a sprinkler on the lawn in the backyard, like a little metal one.
Of course, I looked in the shed. I looked in the garage.
It might be by the vacuum in the garage.
I looked there.
Hanging up on the thing.
Yeah, I looked there.
Okay. Mike's here. Lisa says I wear a size 9 shoe and use 3 tablespoons of butter. Now Alyssa adds allulose, 2 to 3 tablespoons, probably of butter, and a quarter teaspoon of tarragon. Carrie says mix cookies and cream keto chow and coffee for a creamy for the Cookie Monster.
Oh yeah, it's a good idea.
Dennis is purposefully continuing to mix thick keto chow, starting with PSMF levels of fat and adding ice along with heavy whipping cream at the last moment before consuming. Nice. Let's see. Janelle wears a size 5 shoe and uses 4 tablespoons of butter. See?
My feet can eat your feet.
Okay, so we had a question about, so the meetup is coming up in November.
Right.
Amy Berger and Steve from Serious Keto are both going to be here. And some people were planning on traveling and wanted to know if we have any recommendations for where they could stay, if there are hotels nearby.
Okay.
So in the description of this video, I have 3.
And those are kind of close to Keto Chow?
Yeah. The second one, the Choice Hotels one, Miriam and I actually stayed there along with the kids.
That was horrible.
Because they were finishing the floor in our house, or at least they were supposed to be finishing the floor.
Horrible.
So we're like, okay, we're gonna leave. So
all
you
of
guys
our furniture out, and you can't like get ready for school when there's no furniture and no kitchen.
Because essentially our entire main floor was hardwood was being put on, and so they had to put on the hardwood, then they had to stain it, and then they had to seal it.
Yeah, so it was like 3 days.
Yeah,
but the day we went to the hotel, they actually didn't show up.
Yeah, they are like, oh, sorry, we went to this other job instead. We're like,
you mean I uprooted my 6
We literally
children,
went to a hotel.
and we had to get them up at 5 o'clock in the morning in 2 different rooms? It's such a pain in the butt.
Anyway, but aside from that, the hotel was great. It was just fine. So anyway, yeah, so there are those 3 hotels that are in the list, in the description down below. Let's see. Shauna says, Miriam, what was the hotel I stayed at with my friend?
Oh, that might have been that's the one that's down here by Bangerter and I-15. I can't remember. I think it was a Holiday Inn.
Kim says, thank goodness you mentioned dead grass. I almost forgot to turn off water outside. So one thing that I need to do, they've turned off and drained the irrigation, the secondary water.
Yes.
I need to take my air compressor. Joe, here's something you don't have to do in Florida. I have to take my air compressor over to the hose bib on the irrigation system, because I have a thing I can pressurize the irrigation lines with water, with air, and then I can turn on each zone and blow out the sprinkling system.
Otherwise, it will freeze
and it cracks, despite the fact that it's underground.
It ruins your water
and then you turn it on in the spring, and there's this giant geyser of water.
And then you have to dig a 6-foot hole and get into the house and get a new pipe, and it's so stupid.
And I have to do the same thing with our RV.
Yeah.
I have to blow out all the lines.
Yeah, you can't
or you can run antifreeze through the lines. But I like to just get them nice and empty.
Clean it out.
Shauna says, warning, if you visit Miriam at her home, don't let her leave you alone. Their lights will automatically go off. At 10:30 at night, 10:30? They will turn off.
10:30.
Shauna
but it was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was.
Like I was in the bathroom and all the kids are downstairs and like, oh, the lights are off, and Shauna's like, hello, is anyone here?
Susan says, hello, Keto Chow family. Alyssa says we need some Halloween Keto Chow videos. I think we have some new ads that just went up.
Oh, they will this week.
Yep. Now, Wendy had a good vacation. Good vacation. Good question. Do you want to read that one?
Yes. Wendy wanted to know, has anyone taken their Keto Chow on a cruise? Speaking of vacation.
Yes.
I'm taking a mini vacation at the time. I take I
take mine on vacation all the time.
It says min.
I know.
Got mixed up.
It was a copy paste.
But I have access to a microwave or fridge, etc. Cruising is a different story. Share what you did for a cruise. Ours is 8 days next spring.
So, I have never taken Keto Chow on a cruise.
I have also not taken Keto Chow on a cruise.
I think we've been on 4 cruises since you've been on 5. There was the time that Miriam and Holly went without Steve and I.
I could do it again.
Anyway, but I've never taken it because you're paid for
all
the food.
And there's not a Ninja Creami in your room.
No, there's not. I do bring sugar-free ketchup and horseradish sauce on the cruise.
Yep.
But
sometimes barbecue sauce.
For the cruise, I'm actually okay with just eating a whole bunch of meat and pretty much going almost entirely carnivore for the cruise, and which is just fantastic. It's like, how many steaks would you like tonight, sir?
25.
I'll have 3.
No, I don't think I could eat 3 steaks.
I totally had 3
But I
New
think
York
I
strips.
could eat 3 lobster tails.
I think you did eat 3 lobster tails.
Probably.
They were tiny.
Probably.
So
Yeah, they were
my
tiny.
recommendation is
like big
if you're
shrimp.
going on a cruise, if you're going on someplace where you've prepaid for the food, don't bring Keto Chow. Have the food that's there, enjoy it. You could bring Keto Chow if you wanted to, but I personally wouldn't.
You could also have avocado oil with Keto Chow. So
You
if
could.
you wanted to bring it for a couple, like when all the food places are closed and you can't get in and you slept all day long and you need to eat at night, and just throw a couple in your suitcase and have it for like emergencies, or like between the cruise and your next hotel or your airplane flight or something like that, if that's when you'd like it. Avocado oil works really well. It's shelf stable. It doesn't matter if it's hot
So
or
would
cold.
that powdered butter or powdered cream?
Yep, that is a good place for the powdered butter, powdered cream, as long as you know that it does have some carbs in it.
Jackie says, I was super hesitant about the pumpkin soup. Holy crap, it was
Right?
delicious.
It's so
Please
good.
forgive my doubt
I know.
in the magic of Keto Chow.
I also was doubtful because I don't like sweet soups.
Oh.
Because I'm like, ew.
It's also kind of spicy.
That's why it's so good. Because it's sweet and spicy in the same bite. It's like, mwah.
Now, this last batch, we didn't run through the slow cooker. And so it didn't have quite as much time to cook down. No, I think it was more spicy because it hadn't mellowed the flavors. But
I like that you made it, so I appreciate it, and it was good.
Bird that loves paint says, my bestie just did her first order.
Yay, thank you.
Let's see. Now, a lot of people do bring Keto Chow on the cruise to use as creamer in their coffee.
Oh,
though.
that's true.
That's
yeah.
a good application for it.
That's a good thing to do.
And Shauna says, yeah, I added cruise coffee to my morning Keto Chow. There you go. Hunger, he says, I bring Texas 5 Spice and hot sauce when I cruise. Annabella says, I found some awesome low-carb ice creams in the shops. Really?
Nice.
Oh, that's cool. Cynthia says, would keto bricks work for a cruise?
Oh, totally.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they would totally. In fact, they wouldn't be as hard as a rock if you took them to the beach.
Yes, they would not. Although when you're at the, well, depending on if you're
at the
which
beach.
The low-carb cruise this time is not going to Coco Cay because we're not in that part of the world.
Oh, right, yeah.
And so there won't be that excursion day where the food is included.
Yes.
When we do the excursions,
This is kind of funny. We don't eat the whole time we're out.
we eat breakfast beforehand.
Yep, and then we eat dinner when we get back.
And then we eat dinner when we get back.
And our kids also do that because guess what? They're fine. And they're too busy having fun to stop and eat food.
Yeah, because we did we did that beach where we were snorkeling.
Yeah.
And that was, we walked to the beach, which
I don't think we didn't have any food the whole time we were there.
No.
I didn't even think we had drinks. Did we have drinks? I think we brought water bottles.
I think we did bring water
And
bottles.
it was so awesome. I just snorkeled till my back was roasted.
Yeah, it was. You still have a tan line
I do
from that.
still from that.
It's hilarious. Lisa says, I can't wait for the low-carb cruise. And Jackie says, it's 235 days away. Lori says, my husband hates pumpkin anything but loves the pumpkin
Isn't that
soup.
funny? That's so funny.
Sharon says, what can you do to the pumpkin sausage soup to make it less sweet? Use less Keto Chow.
Pumpkin.
Actually, less pumpkin, because it does have actual pumpkin in
The
it.
pumpkin also has the highest carbs. So it's like 6 carbs per serving, which is kind of a lot. And so if you just have the pumpkin, it's going to be more spicy and less
and
sweet.
it would be less sweet. Now, you could also use less of the Keto Chow because that also adds quite a bit of the sweetness.
But I wouldn't.
Yeah. Shauna says, I did breakfast and a whole day's errands and dinner when I got home. Nice. I reconfigured the camera on my printer. Let's see.
Nice. So you guys all want to see this most geeky of thing. Where's the 3D printing button?
I don't have. I got a computer button.
It's time now for computer talk.
Let's see. Oh,
Yeah,
don't
while
throw
he
one
was doing that, I was watching shows with Kate. I sat around and watched. I slept half the day and then watched shows for the other half until now. And I just feel so rested. So it'll be hard for me to sleep again tonight, probably.
So yeah, I got much better angle.
Look at that.
It's a little squished,
It's super squished.
but it's printing a A benchy boat.
Is that pink or red?
What?
The thing that's holding on to it.
It's red. Like red.
I just wish it was pink.
Why?
Because I like pink so much.
Anyway, that's what I did when I got home today. Let's see. Lynn says, hope to go snorkeling on the cruise. We're hoping to go scuba diving.
I hope so.
Let's see. Annabella says, I never tan, I burn. And go bright pink.
I burn.
Then I'm super pale again. I have English skin. Joe will point out, don't buy any of the excursions until Black Friday because they always do a sale on the excursions for Black Friday. Shauna says, say hi to Kate for me, please. Also, Ruth, I miss my girls.
I will.
And Annabella says, pink is my favorite color. We also need to figure out what we're doing in April as far as snorkeling and scuba diving. Alyssa says, I feel you on the sleep.
At KetoCon?
No. So I feel you. We're going with my parents.
April? Scuba diving?
Okay. I feel you on the sleep with my daughter. Got her 15-month shot today.
Aww.
She's in rare form. Going to be a long night. John says, I just want to snuggle a sloth. I don't know about that, but... Okay, well, anything else you wanted to talk about tonight?
We got through the paper?
We got through all the questions that we had prearranged and some ones that got brought up, like the is powdered butter better?
Yeah.
I mean, if you like the flavor, hey, that's great.
And if you just know what you're doing, try to pay attention to what you're eating, then that's good.
Well, it's kind of like people want to know if they should use grass-fed butter.
Yeah.
It's like, well, if you like the flavor better, absolutely. But
absolutely.
As far as metabolically, we haven't seen much of a difference. So, okay, well, I think we are going to call it a night, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back on Monday morning.
That's right.
So you all have a fantastic evening, and we will catch you later.